Hi, this is your Rapid Fat Loss Coach, Thomas Tadlock, and welcome to this workout. Now, before we begin, I want to make sure that you have one of these. You must have one of these type of resistance bands in order to perform the workout that I'm about to show you. Now, conveniently, this is not a necessity, but conveniently, if you have a chair available, bring it over or bring yourself over to the chair because you may need it for what I'm about to show you. Now, the first exercise, you're not going to need this, but I do want you to have it close by. So I'm just going to set mine on my chair. And the first exercise is called a prisoner squat. Now, a squat is simply an exercise where I'm going to pretend that I'm going to sit down and I'm going to stand back up. Now, this is why my chair is important, because it coaches me into the right motion. So I'm going to pretend that I'm sitting down in a chair and then right back up, sit down in a chair and then right back up. Now, that's the entire exercise. Do I need the chair? No, you don't need the chair. So if I come away from the chair, I can do the same exercise without it and then right back up. Now, when I do this squat, I can decide to go as low as I feel comfortable. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to go as low as you feel comfortable. So you can go all the way down if you feel safe, and then all the way back up. Now, the key, if this is the first time that you've ever done anything like this, I want you to go slowly. In fact, I want you to go so slow that you can feel every inch of this movement. So you go down, and I'm really observing what I feel in my muscles as I go down. And if I get to the point I go, whoa, hold on, I feel a little unstable, or like my feet start lifting up or something unusual like that happens, then it's time to go back up again. And then guess what? Then I'm going to ask you to repeat that process. Go down, do the same thing again, and then slowly stand back up. Now, the other thing that I want you to pay attention to is I want you to stick your butt out. Stick it out. And if you're afraid of doing that, do it in private. But what that's going to do is it's going to set your spine up so that your posture is perfect. So you're going to stick your butt out as you go down. See how my spine is nice and flat, maybe just slightly curved. I'm going to go down and then right back up. So that's a prisoner squat. The next exercise, you're going to grab your band. And what I like you to do with the band is you're going to step on it, just like this. So you notice how I've got both of my feet on the band, and I'm going to stand up nice and straight, nice and tall, and I'm going to do a biceps curl. So I'm just going to lift the handles up right to about the height of my shoulders, and I'm going to bring them back down, and I'm going to lift them back up, and then bring them back down. That's all I'm going to ask you to do. Now, if that gets a little too hard, then watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one foot in the center of the band, and what that does, it gives me more length, which makes it a little easier. Now, if that is too easy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step wider on the band, so I have less length. See that? Now I'm going to lift it up and, no, I'm just kidding. But what we've done there is I've significantly increased the resistance. Now, the next exercise I'm going to show you is called a prone plank. And what that is I'm going to get down on the ground, I'm going to put my elbows on the floor, and I'm going to straighten my whole body out. Just like this. I'm going to be as stiff as a board, or like a plank of wood, and that's why you get the name. So I'm going to be as stiff as I possibly can, elevating my hips off the ground. I'm just going to hold this position. Hold this position until you hear my cue telling you to stop. So far what we've done with those exercises is we've begun toning up the legs. We've also begun toning up the upper body, so the front of the body and the arms. And we've really done a good job of starting to activate these muscles right here in your core, which is what we're going to be using in a big, big, big way during the whole 90-day transformation process. Now, the next exercise you're going to do is called shoulder press. Now, we're going to be doing the shoulder press one arm at a time, and I'll show you why. Now, the reason is we need to be able to easily modify the intensity or the amount of difficulty that you put forth during this exercise. And the easiest way to do that is by doing this exercise I'm about to show you with one arm. So I'll show you how to do this. You're going to step on the band. You're going to step on the band with one foot. I'm going to start with my left foot, and then I'm going to take my right arm and bring my fist so it's right next to my shoulder. Then all I do is I just push it straight up toward the sky and then back down, not letting my fist get any lower than my shoulder. And then I push it back up and then back down. Now, if I need to make it easier, look at my foot. All I'm going to do is I'm going to shift my band this way so I have more length. I have more length here. I push it up and then back down. This is far easier. Or if I need to make it harder, I'm going to shift it this way. I'm going to shift it this way. Put my fist back up to my shoulder, press all the way up, and then back down. You see it? This is much harder. Now, look back at my foot. Notice that as I decide to adjust my intensity, my left hand hangs onto the cable the whole time. And what that does is it ensures that the band doesn't slip. Okay, so make sure that your other hand that is not doing the work is holding on to the cable the whole time. Now, the next exercise I'm going to ask you to do are push-ups. Now, if you've done a push-up in the past, perfect. If you've never done a push-up before, I guarantee that you will be able to do it the way I show you, no matter what fitness level you currently are. Here's what I want you to do. You're going to get down on your knees like this. Then you're going to put your hands on the ground, about shoulder width apart or maybe even further, it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to ask you to do is just bend your elbows, lower your upper body down, and then push right back up. Now notice I didn't go down all the way because initially it doesn't matter. I want you to go down as low as you feel comfortable. There's no necessity to go all the way down and all the way back up. I want you to go down as low as you comfortably want to and then bring it back up. So hands on the ground, knees on the ground, and you're just going to go down and then right back up. Now, obviously, I've got a higher fitness level, so I feel comfortable going all the way down and then all the way back up. Now, of course, if you're more advanced and you've done push-ups before and you can do them with your body weight, progress to doing them on your toes, all the way down and then all the way up. Got it? Now, the next exercise I'm going to ask you to do are called seated rows. You need your band, and what you're going to do is you're going to have a seat on the ground like this. You're going to have a seat, and you're going to take your band and you're going to put it around your feet. Now watch what I'm going to do with my feet. First of all, I'm going to make sure that the band is in the little arch, in the arch of my foot, so that the band is secure. I'm going to point my toes a little downward so that it protects me from the band flipping up. So I don't want my feet pointing back toward my face because I don't want the band coming up over it. So I'm going to put the band over my feet in the notch in my shoes, point my toes away. And now watch this. Watch my hands closely. I am going to hold the rubber part of the band with maybe about 4 to 6 inches of length. You see how I'm holding it? Now, what I do is I take my chest and I lift it up high, look at my upper body, and then now in this position, nice and straight and tall, with my arms, I'm just going to pull all the way back to my ribs and then forward again. You see that? So I'm puffing my chest up as I pull back. This is how you do a seated row. Now, another way to do this, especially if you've got some tight hamstring muscles, is you put one leg forward like this and you put the other leg up. So this is totally fine. I'm going to pull back like this and then forward again. This is totally fine. All the way back and forward. Now, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to round your back when you do this. So you're gonna avoid this, pulling it back, because you're just not gonna get the benefit out of the exercise if you keep your back round. So up nice and tall like this, your knees can be bent, that's totally fine. 2 feet or 1 foot, toes pointed forward, pull all the way back to your ribs, puff your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then bring it forward. Now, another way you can do this, if sitting on the floor is a little challenging for you, you could do this sitting in a chair. It works perfectly fine. So I'm going to sit like this. Notice I'm sitting at the edge of my chair. I'm going to wrap the band around 1 foot or 2, make sure it's in the notch. I'm going to grab the rubber part, puff my chest up, and then pull. Pull right to my ribs and then forward again. Pull right to my ribs and then forward again. Okay, this is a much more comfortable and it's an easier position. I want you to try either one. Try either one depending on what your fitness level is. That's it. I want you to do it. This is your Rapid Fat Loss Coach Thomas Tadlock, and I am out.